Bey, and we are going to be going over the topic of a nation can rise no higher than its woman and the influence of the mother on children from the womb. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So let's get some housekeeping done. Please keep it respectful. If you leave any comments, his cash app is $Millionbuds, MillionBuds, and his YouTube page is Black Sheep Red Wine Rabbit Holes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put it in the description so you all can find him and subscribe. All right, the floor is yours.
All right, all right. So, hey everybody, how's it going? It's Bud again. Yep, we're here back with another one. So, what we wanted to highlight this time was pretty much of course, how a nation can rise no higher than its woman, but we also want to really hit on just the information that mothers transfer to their children during pregnancy. You
Yes.
know, so I'm gonna start with how a nation could rise no higher than its woman. I love that topic. So a nation could rise no higher than its woman, y'all. This goes back to what we see in our communities and on media, social media. A lot of what's going on is that our women have been segregated. You know what I'm saying? And it's something big to look into because you can see why we are all the way that we are right now. But we never thought to think, hey, what if some of these ways that we are may have been stressed onto us from the womb?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a book, real highly informal book, and it's called The Clock of Destiny by C.M.Bey. And it pretty much points out how during the slavery time they were separating the family unit, separating the man from the woman, because they knew the conditioning it'll put on the baby that's yet to come.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, here we are, fast forward in 2025, we don't think about the negative effects or the just effects in general of what we call regular, the things that we do on the regular during a pregnancy. The book called The Clock of Destiny goes back to tell you that people like Hitler and Stalin and all of those people, they weren't just regular babies that came out the womb. The mothers meditated, the mothers educated, the mothers gained enlightenment that whole entire pregnancy. The
Mm-hmm.
transfer of information starts as soon as the baby is there. As soon as that heartbeat is there, the information that the mother has directly transfer to the child. So let's say if you were a genius as a woman, eating good, sleeping good, no social media, exercising, and let's say that you continue to intake major deep information, you as a mother, that information that you're taking in will directly go straight directly to your child. And
Yeah.
this is how, no matter the environment or circumstances, you got some children that's going to grow up and be great regardless because it's just in their
It's
genetics.
in them. Mm-hmm.
It's just in them. So yeah, that's a something that we as people should look into, because nowadays, like I was just at my cousin's house the other day and they had a house full over there, and it's a chick in there that's pregnant, you know what I'm saying? And she just out here living day by day. She don't understand that her day by day living is being directly connected and transmuted to that child.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of times that but our genetics are so good that although they try to stretch the womb in order to have us procreate, uh, kids that were tore up from the womb, we still happen to rise and be like the rose that grew through the concrete is what we be.
Yeah, indeed.
So, and yeah, it's just crazy. I was actually doing, I was creating a PowerPoint, not a PowerPoint, I was creating a small video just about how systemically we've been attacked this way. This goes back to the last video that we did when we were talking about the just the whole mental conditioning
Mm-hmm.
of us in general. And yeah, so but that's what we're here for. We're here to change the world. It's for us to change it around. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed, yes, indeed,
Yeah, man.
yes, indeed. And I speak about stress and high cortisol levels often, and I
Uh,
just spoke about it actually in Black women, and how we just have so much going on, and in relation to pregnancy and these kids,
hmm?
a lot of that genetic information, like you said, is in us. It's in our sperm, it's in our eggs already when these kids come out, and we're trying to figure out what's wrong with these kids, why are they out of control. But what did the mother and the father go through? What did their grandparents go through? Because all of that genetic code is still in there,
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right. Because we are, like they say, we are our ancestors due to the fact
Yes.
that their DNA runs inside of us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we do have a period, that period that they were calling slavery. We do have a period where our genetics were severely. This is where I'm going to continue to highlight the stressing of the womb, the stressing of the parent who created the child that's inside the womb.
Mm-hmm.
The, yeah, just the negative effects of that and how it, it trickled down on us now. And this also goes back to the last video that we had did when it was talking about how they're creating foods to alter our genetics.
Yes.
They're creating the foods to alter our genetics because the greatness that we have is inherent, and the only thing that they can do is alter the genetics of it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so this is why the food is the way that it is. This may explain the high cortisone levels also that we're dealing with. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, so nothing nothing is by accident, y'all. I mean, the things that are purposely put in our communities, what's purposely available to us and not available to us, is not an accident. It all is working together, but none of it has worked. And with that being said, I think that the strongest of the strong survive that. So I mean, every generation, you're dealing with a stronger form of person that survived
that's
what
right.
was tried to be done to them before.
Right.
It's like viruses and bacteria and stuff. You keep trying to kill it, but you're actually making it stronger.
And this is what they're doing with us. This is what
Uh-huh.
they're doing with us. Every attempt that they make to bring us down, it actually brings us back together. Even with this pandemic on the separating the man and the woman, it's bad right now, but it's getting greater though. You
Yes,
know, bad right now.
definitely.
It's causing us to get together and stick together. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, it's horrible, and this is also something that we highlighted the last time is that
Hmm.
they could have done their math that good to for them to miss the answer that hey, yes, we're doing everything that we can to lower them, but for some reason it's making them stronger.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, that's what's going on. Just like you were saying, how here we are now. We survived all of the negative attacks. We survived all of the negative of we survived the cocaine era, syphilis era. We survived the AIDS era. Hey, look, we're surviving the meth and prescription drug era right now, the fentanyl era. We're surviving the whole nine of it. And it's doing nothing but making us become greater because we have to. This whole thing is a learning process, and we're
Yeah.
learning in this process. And the mistakes that we made yesterday, fortunately we're not making today, or in the past we're not making here in the future. So the plans that they had is not working, and it's just crazy that you would think that they would have had figured something out now. But like I say, the attack that's on the black woman and the black man, it appears to have been going on for a minute, but it really haven't been going on for that long. And this is why the attempts on the black man and black women are so premature.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
indeed.
Premature. But yeah, I was trying to bring up the Clock of Destiny book because it had so much good information.
Hmm.
I was trying to find it mainly. I had it over here, but I only have one volume. I have the other one on my computer. But it gets into big detail about the stressing of the womb. It goes back to the Behold the Pale Horse book, in which how they keep us extremely busy and extremely busy and
Yeah,
extremely busy. That way, that stress is already starting at the beginning of
yeah,
pregnancy.
yeah.
You know, and at the very
Hmm.
beginning of pregnancy, the stress has already started because this it's the economic stress that start our physical stress. Like catching a flat tire, knowing that you got to be somewhere in 30 minutes, or being late to work, having to find a job, for a woman, having to find her man a job. You know what I'm saying? Just the whole nine. It's like all of that is expression on the woman. Reason why they put it on the woman is because us men, we have a different way of thinking about stuff. But I was just looking at a video about the contraction device and how the woman put the contraction device on
Yeah.
and she don't feel nothing. She don't feel anything. But as soon as you put it on the man and you turn it down just a little bit, it got us all on the ground and stuff like
Right.
that. The woman is stronger, therefore the attack on the woman has to be stronger.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So the this goes back to the other video. So yes, the attack on the man is all the way apparent, but that attack that's on that woman, that attack is a lot more severe now because when you teach a woman, you teach the entire nation. So therefore, the things that you teach this woman has to be different from the things that you teach this man. You
Wow.
know,
Yeah.
and us as men, this also goes back to I was trying to explain the risk taker aspect and how they try to make everybody felons and stuff like that. That's merely just risk taker activity. Men are going to take the risk. You know what I'm saying? So you could try to stress this out as much as possible, but we would die behind the risk that we would take. You know what I'm saying? And it's already up here before we took the risk. Women care more. Don't get me wrong. You got some sisters out there that's willing to die about it, but you got a lot of women that care more. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So the thought of it is different. Therefore, the attack on the woman has to be different. The attack on the woman has to be more emotional. The attack on the woman has to be more sympathetic. It has to be a little bit more softer than the attack on the man. And this also goes back to the stress of the woman. So the attack that they put on the woman is so much more detrimental because it's meant there to leave a heavy indention in her mind so that even if she's not pregnant, when she becomes pregnant,
Yeah.
the trauma from that experience, the flare up from that experience, automatically translate to the
It's
child
already there. Yeah.
already there.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And that's that. And yeah, it all plays together, and it's really sad because a lot of us, unfortunately, we're already beyond stressed out before we get pregnant. And then when we get pregnant, and most high forbid we have to work while we are pregnant up until we have the baby. And then forbid you have to go right back to work 6 weeks after you have the
Oh,
baby.
and that's what I'm saying.
You're passing your newborn child over to someone else for most of the best part of the day, and that's just another stressor. Now when you get home, you're upset and the baby feels that energy. It's like a never ending cycle.
Yeah, man, and that's absolutely right, man. Because they got it programmed just like that. This is all by design. This isn't
Yeah.
at all. And another thing is that I want to bring up about the pregnancy is that, which is also systemic. This is the formula that they have during pregnancy. I'm a man, you're a woman. You know what I'm saying? So we got two different. Luckily, we're here to have two different perspectives on things. I can understand things as a man, you can understand things as a woman,
Hmm.
and it's like, from my perspective, as a man, the system that they have geared to disrupt the family is have already been implanted in the minds of men and women. It's almost like we inherited this from slavery almost, because the how can I say this? How can I say this? It's like the ratio of men and women that separate before the child is born is outstanding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
it's like it's a formula because it's almost like they have it down pat to where some pregnancy, the man and the woman are going to have fallout, and this is what leads to the single motherhood.
yes.
And that fallout, that's just as systemic as the fight that they have on the womb, the stressing that they're putting on the womb. It's just as obvious as what they're doing to break the man and the woman up. And
Hmm.
I'm saying this because I have children out here, and I was explaining to a sister the other day that when women have children, 70% of that person that they having children with, they are already thinking like, "Hey, this is who I'm gonna be with." You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Right. Right.
Us men, we kind of think the same way a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you impregnate someone on purpose.
Hmm.
You think like, "Hey, this is the person I'm gonna be with." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a time period from when a woman gets pregnant to before the child is born that they already have it. They already have a formula for it. And I can only assume that they're playing on the emotions of the woman, because us men, we got to do what we got to do day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that we do kind of don't change unless it's the same. But outside of that, oh, there's, uh, I mean, we see it all the time. We see it all the time. We see men and women get pregnant. We see them attempting to go through the pregnancy with each other, and but at the end of the pregnancy, they can't be together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a
Yeah.
lot of that is a part of the formula that they put together. They keep the black man and black woman separated. The formula that they have together to stress the woman. This also goes back to the last video that we did when I was talking about just the mental conditioning that they have us. And I would call it mental conditioning because they have our mind conditioned a certain type of way. Therefore, they can present a environmental circumstance. They already know the outcome because they it's in their mind already. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's like during the pregnancy, they have us men feeling like, well, I'll go do it by myself. But they even have that thought in the woman's head stronger. The thought of saying, hey, I'm gonna take care of these kids on my own, that's in the stronger nowadays. But this is also something that was in. But this also goes back to stressing the womb, because all of this was already made by design. Goes back to the Behold of the Pale Horse book.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, since we on that topic a little bit, why? Unfortunately, a lot of women are actually cheated on, and there's a lot of infidelity during pregnancy. Can you talk about why you think that happens? What happens to the psyche of a man when a woman is pregnant for him, and the effects that can have on her psyche?
right? Um, so I would say, like from a man perspective, during the pregnancy and just the stresses and the trauma. I would say that as far as infidelity and etc. is concerned, I think that a lot of that take place before the pregnancy. If you cheating before, you're gonna be cheating after.
Right.
Not even say it like that, because some people do make better decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But if infidelity is a problem before you got pregnant, then that's definitely gonna be a problem during and after the pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? Because people have babies for different reasons. But if a man and woman came together to have a child, chances are he's gonna be that in which he need to be during that pregnancy. My example for my second son, we planned him. We planned to have him, and when we had him, it was all shits and giggles, fun and games, and all that other good stuff. I'm talking about this is just I'm rubbing feet, rubbing legs, you know what I'm saying, rubbing backs, massaging stomachs, all this other stuff because this is I didn't even understand things and how it needed her to express. Um, I am calling myself too though for the for them out of them, but that's because my were to be there where I knew people that they weren't doing the right thing during pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that comes from problems that were taking place before their pregnancy took place. But I will say this though, while we're on the topic, because man, we only think a handful of ways. It's either you're a decent person, a good person, or you're a bad person. If you're a bad person, you're gonna do bad stuff. If you're a decent person, you're expected to do decent things. And if you are a good person, we expect nothing less but good stuff. But it's like while we're on um during the pregnancy, I do have to say this. What I do have to call out is assistance from the government. The reason why I have to call this out is because this plays a part in the decision making that we make as human beings, the decision making that we make as adults. And it's like this. If it wasn't for the assistance of the government, a lot of women wouldn't be trying to have the children that they're trying to have with the men that they're trying to have it with. If and this goes back to Medicaid, this goes back to the whole nine. This goes back to the whole nine of it. Because we as a people, we need each other. Man needs woman and woman needs man. But and I just created a video about this today. But what's going on is that when as soon as we started receiving benefits from the government, this is us as a whole. It's not just one us as a whole. As soon as we started receiving benefits from the government, matter of fact, I'm gonna take it even further back. In church, church appealed to the women because this is kind of in my household. Like when my mom and my dad fell out, because when I was born, my stepmother and my dad were married for going on 40 something years. That means that my original mother and father had a fallout. But all in all, when they fell out, my mom made Jesus her man,
Yes.
meaning that she didn't give no other black man a chance at all because Jesus was her man. Right then and there, and I'm gonna highlight this. Right then and there, they psychologically came up with a way to replace the black.
Mm.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because the video I just created today that I'm going to be uploading later, it explains how when government assistance came out, Section 8, they got the rule where the man can't be there.
Right.
And if the there, then all your benefits get revoked. So right then and there, that kind of created the relationship between woman and government. And that dismantled the relationship between black man and black woman. So now you have the man and the woman away from each other. Now she just made her new man Jesus. Not only did she make her new man Jesus, but the government is giving her benefits to keep her original man away But to in order for you to receive the benefits, you like even the biological father can't be at that house.
Right.
So have a man at that house, you go outside the house to see your man. And that when you go outside that house to see your man, Jesus Christ is that man that you see. Now, the economic situation that split the black man and the black woman up, she replaced him with the government and Jesus. I'm saying this to say that a lot of the confusion that happened between man and woman during pregnancy, it comes because the woman knows that she got the backup plan, which is the government.
Mm.
And I'm saying this because I just me and my ex-wife, we fell out. I had us she stayed with her parents the whole time. I got us an apartment out here in the city, and she she wasn't trying to keep a job. She wasn't trying to. There was a lot of stuff that she wasn't trying to do, only because she was conditioned and spoiled in her original household. So what's going on is that she was she she knew that she could always go home, and that was her backup plan. This is why she didn't go out here and get a job. This is why she didn't do the things that I needed her to do, because she knew that she had a backup plan. I'm saying that to say that a lot of the confusion between man and woman, because we're simple creatures, but women are emotional, and our emotional ability, to connect to the woman's emotional depth isn't as big.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can go deeper than we can. Y'all feel more than we feel. So all in all, I was saying that to say that my ex-wife at the time went back because she was comfortable there. She knew that she had security there, and that's what we have going on right now with the woman in the government. It's like, because I was having a conversation with a woman the other day, and I said, hey, if you pregnant and you with your man, and you love your man, you depend on your man, he depend on you. You depend on him for his masculinity, and he depend on you for your femininity. Let's say that there's an argument that took place. At what point in time, and remember, the woman holds the sword. The sword is her tongue. The woman can say things that will slash the man, and the man can never put himself back together.
Yeah.
So the question, at what point does a woman know, like, hey, I love this man, I depend on this man, I understand that this argument could cause us everything that we have. At what point do she surrender before the man leaves? At what, this is weird though, because look, it go on both sides, because
Yeah.
the man, woman need man. It's the same thing too though. If a man done been out here messing up so many times,
Mm-hmm.
at what point does the man stop before she
Yeah, I
leaves?
was just going to say that, like, it's a breaking. There comes a breaking point, and nothing matters after that. You know.
Right. So at what point, and this is what we got to get to, and I'm saying that to say this: when we as men say that women team up with the government
Mm-hmm.
and become against the man, that's because in those situations where the argument is so high that it can't come down, and both parties understand, like, hey, do we shut up or continue to keep taking what we're taking before we can't take anymore? I'm saying this to say that this is what goes on before a man leaves the woman, but the woman keep her foot on the man as hard as she do, because she knows she got the government behind her. That's just like a woman knows she's not as strong as a man, but a woman to say something that'll make a man raise his hand to her. But if you know that you're not as strong as a man, why would you say something to make your man raise his hand to you? Now they can do that because they know that the man will get locked up. Now they can do that because they know the government gonna take her side regardless. This was back in the, like, nowadays. Back in the day, if you still there when that woman called the police, boy, you going to jail.
Right. Right.
And that's what it is. And what we have to do is stop. pulling the blanket over stuff that we need to highlight.
That's
Because there was a disadvantage, but since the feminist movement, there's always been a disadvantage between the government and the woman versus the man. And it's like the only way that we can undo what we're doing now is if we just wash our hands with the benefits as a whole. You know, because it's like, don't get me wrong, because it's like this. There be situations where man and woman could fix something, but somebody always word. And a lot of times when you get in that last word causes somebody to leave. And it's hard to fall back in love with the person. It's hard to, you know what I'm saying, try to walk on the rug where y'all didn't clean stuff up, but you just swept stuff under it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
do.
it's like a lot of these things are things that both men and women go through. And in order for us to fix it, we first have to become aware of the problem.
Right.
And then we have to tip the scales and balance them back out. So we're living in a female dominated society right now where the government and the it's not that the government and the woman are in cahoots, but just more benefits for the and so right now we need more stand up women to utilize like that's just like how people sell food stamps right now to this day. You know, we need folks to utilize these benefits to bring us together so we can be stronger as a whole.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Now, I was going to add something to what you were saying. You asked why would a woman say something that she knows is going to upset her man, and to be honest with you, I think that is to get a rise out of him. I mean, that is because we want okay, we want you to feel like you made us feel. And we could do that with our tongue. I mean, physically, there's no match there, but we could do that very well with our tongue. So to be honest with you, it's just to bring the a level playing field, so you can feel exactly, you know.
So that's right though. I agree. I because I've been in those things before, you
Hmm.
know, and it's um, we love y'all, and we just we love y'all, and it's like we have to undo some things
Yeah.
from brother to sister and from sister to brother. Like I don't want nobody to feel any type of way that I felt.
Hmm.
If it's you know what I'm saying, and if there's a way that my woman feel, then express it to me so
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
mediate. But don't make me feel how you feel.
But that's just human nature, though, especially if it's something that's has been going on over and over, like, okay, one, two, three times maybe, but you know, eh.
Oh no, yeah, don't because it's like this. I'm all for black love, black positivity. I believe in treating things right the first time. If even if it's too good to be true. I lost a lot of good women because they thought it was too good to be true. And they didn't treat it right the first time. Shit, I done lost good women by not treating it right the first time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
like? Um, yeah, man. A lot of times we just don't. We sometimes we have to start thinking with our brain and not our heart.
Right.
We got our brain and not our genitals. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we're getting there
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
people. Like,
And do
you
you
know what I'm
do
saying?
you do you think that that is actually happening though, as far as women are concerned, and we're becoming more logical, which is in some people's eyes actually making us more masculine because we are becoming more logical?
No.
No.
Us as men would wish that y'all could be as logical as us. We'll go, hey, look, we can have the world by tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like logical we love logical women. Now, the masculinity comes from the propaganda that we were force fed. It's this right here. In school, we were taught that we're stronger than women, we're faster than women, and all of this other stuff. And that we need to be soft with y'all, slow down for y'all, and all of this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The masculinity part comes in that growing up, we were always taught to love and provide for women.
Right.
Women were taught to compete with men.
But
Nowhere when it's
that started somewhere though. There was an era,
it
I don't know if it was the
started,
70s,
it
80s,
started
90s, but
with the
it's
Department of Education. It started in school. In school, they taught us to be nice to y'all. They taught y'all to be competition to us.
competition or just more independent.
Competition. So you remember the song back in the day? Anything you can do, I can do
Yeah.
better. I can do
Mm-hmm.
better. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
That was man and feet.
Okay. But but I think a lot of that was a reaction though for all of the years that a woman was told she was less than or weaker than or
You
couldn't do
never.
this or that.
Her man didn't tell her that. We needed y'all. We still need y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I was just on the video the other day. You know when you see the prophets do this right here, they stand for as above, so below.
Mm.
Right, and that this is the original peace sign, as above, so below, and this is the sign of war. But that was just a fun fact. But
Interesting.
yeah, yeah. So it's like the competitiveness, it's all in propaganda though. So when I keep saying from the Department of Education, because this is where it started. I'm a kid. I remember I was in third grade one time. I got into a fight with this girl because this girl was bullying these other girls, right? So I'm over there on the basketball court, bouncing the ball or whatever. I see the stuff taking place. I say, "Hey y'all, 1 second." We walk over there. I defuse the fight. Tell me why. And this is third grade. Tell me why I turn around and the girl punched me in the back of the head, man.
Mm.
I get girl, whatever the case may be, they suspended her. They didn't suspend me because she hit me first. What it is that I'm saying that to say that it was from school. She should have known. Her parents should have told her, "Hey, don't be putting your hands on no boy now. They're stronger than you." You feel what I'm saying? And this, that, and the third. What's going on is that when we were in school, taught to be nice and treat women nice, there's not one time in school that they say, "Hey, this is how you treat a man. This is how you treat your husband. This is how you treat so you feel where I'm getting at, where
Mm-hmm.
we were always taught how to treat women. We were always taught. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're a bad person, you're a bad person. If you're a decent person, you're decent. If you're a good person, you're a good person. So yes, there are bad men out there that still at old ass ages don't know how to treat a woman, and they just ain't learned it. They probably missed a lot of that in school, or their household is something that they are an example of. So if they're not the best person, chances are their household was not the best, and they're just reflecting and projecting what they came up with. But outside of that, yes, women were never taught to be like that. Because remember, we're in a government where the government split us up on purpose so he could tax us and tax y'all. You know what I'm saying? So it took propaganda to make a woman subconsciously choose something that she knew nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that this is why, like right now, right? I remember my dad, he would have been 83 right now. We used to watch old movies. And all the old movies, they got all the black women submitting to white men.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's in all the movies. And in the next on the next show after that movie might be a black woman arguing with her black man. That propaganda, this media has been here ever always. And this is what the conditioning is. Once they got man and woman to both work, they're programming the children with this new media that they're showing.
Yeah.
And it's causing woman to want to be away from man. It's causing, matter of fact, let me go ahead. While we up here,
Mm-hmm.
let me see.
And after you do that, we're going to get into with the last few minutes. We're going to get into just some of the solutions. What do you think some solutions are for, um, as far as the woman and nation building in the children?
Mm. So I'm gonna pause that because I love solutions, and I think we should get to solutions. So it's like I think that first and foremost, we need to utilize the creation of content, but we definitely need to delete social media. That's first and foremost.
Mm,
It's getting everyone to think the same way.
mm-hmm.
And what they're doing is they're enslaving everybody because even us as adults, we be in here in front of our screens and shit like that. We don't even go outside and do fun stuff.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
You're right.
So we're doing this. Our children is watching this, and they're gonna repeat.
Mm-hmm.
First thing we need to do is delete social media because yeah, I'm just about, bro. I lost my wife to westernized negative feminism, bro. Like dead serious, and it's like it's social media that's pushing it.
Wow.
Yep, yep, yep. When I tell you social media that's pushing it because it's like they're pushing these. Oh wow! So boom. So just at work, my situ. Oh shit! I done walked away from the mic. Hold on. All right. So just at work the other day, right? Um, I used my divorce to help someone save their marriage.
Mm,
You and so what took place was yes, they got women out here trying to tell a man what a real man is. And they're getting this because you got all these social media influencers, these people out here trying to tell folks what a real man is. And these men are industry plants, meaning that the industry planted these people in there, the confusion being caused. It just came out that social media, a lot of these social media profiles that were promoting black negativity were from out of the country. That
yeah.
shows you that were planted here.
I.
So what's going on is that my friend, he pretty much was his wife just had a baby.
There we
Just had,
go. Back to that.
I tried to tell you, look, they married, man. My boy 40 something. The wife just had a baby. And she started just consuming and regurgitating the things that she was seeing online. Talking about, oh, a real man and do this, and a real man will understand this, and this, that, and the third. And it's coming from single women. It's coming from men who never experienced the struggle, how a lot of people experience the struggle. And it's like, there's just like this. It was one guy on there. I forgot what they call him, man. Some guy with glasses, be wearing this Islamic African attire, talking about he be giving his wife $20,000 and all this other craziness.
That's
And it's
yada. Yada.
yeah, so like, boom, my first time ever seeing one of his videos, he was downing a man, saying, "Oh, you need to do this for your woman." And he like, bro, I work here. How can I do any of that? He like, well, that's what I'm saying. You need to get more money. And it's like, bro, get out of here, bro. Who sent you? It's what my question is, bro. Because I'm from the street, bro. We don't play like that. So what's going on is once I seen that, I automatically exited the video. But I noticed how your algorithm changed when they trying to get the world to think something different. The whole entire algorithm changes.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? It's just like me. I have a completely positive algorithm on my Facebook and Instagram. I know when the government pushing something because when I got Young Boy on my damn timeline or I got Cardi B on my timeline, it's like, bro, I don't even follow these people. What are they doing
Right,
on my
right,
timeline?
right.
Because the government pushing something. What's going on is that our women are getting inside of these Facebook groups and stuff like that, and they're being bombarded with negativity.
Mm-hmm.
And then they try to incorporate that negativity inside their relationship. Once that negativity causes them to lose their relationship, they lose the relationship and go back to the Facebook group where they get the support. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, bro, how don't y'all see what's really going on?
Yes. But it
You know?
how do we get over that though? Because um funds and resources are needed. There is
That's
no
right.
doubt about that. And and it's just a continuous cycle. When a woman has a child, she needs that. She's looking for that. She does not want to have to provide that. And so with that being said, and the financial situation of some of our men, like how where do you start? Is it the chicken before the egg type thing? I mean, what do you do?
Oh, I would think that. Hold on. What was the question?
Well, the question is, like, if you are having a child with someone, and that's what a lot of arguments stem from, is like finances and resources and stuff like that. So in a lot of these Facebook groups and stuff, that's what you're hearing. You're hearing about more of a provider man and stuff like that. So what is a woman to do in a situation where she has children to be provided for, and is not available?
Right. So now, I like to take it from the top. I like real good understanding. So the very top of it is abstinence. If we abstain from having sex,
Of course.
then we don't have children.
Of course.
Then, you know what I'm saying? And then another thing is this right here, right? I have to highlight this because we've been using what I'm about to say as an excuse for too long, and we have to take accountability. A lot of times when we have children, we be like, yeah, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm pregnant. This is a gift from God, yada, yada, yada. Yes, children are from God. Yes, spirits do incarnate through the womb of the woman and all that other good stuff. But on the other side of that, children are not directly a gift from God. Children are a direct result from having sex. So it's like, and we just got to keep it real. We ain't taking no power away from God. We just keeping it all the way real. Children wouldn't be here if we weren't having sex. So what goes on is that the first thing would be, because I'm just a dude, and this is just me thinking logically. If I went out here and had a baby, and the dude ain't with me no more, I'm definitely gonna think twice before I have another baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now that's just me. Now, don't get me wrong, the anatomy of men and women are different. You know what I'm saying? So if I was a chick and I done had a baby out here and I done got in my feelings and I'm thinking I'm about to have another one, then I gotta reevaluate some things. But all in all, abstinence would be the first thing. Second, from man to woman and from woman to man, I would have to say that when it comes down to the arguments that take place before a person leaves, I would say we have to be nicer to each other. Because we're still talking about solution. The first solution would be abstinence. The second one is being nice to each other.
Right.
Because I'm saying all of these things before we get to the point where a mother is single, trying to take care of it by herself.
Right.
And so, first thing is abstinence. But if you do find yourself having, we need to be more nicer to each other. Therefore, the woman won't walk out or the man won't walk out. Now, after that, let's say we're in a situation where it's women with children. If we're in a situation where it's just, a woman with some kids and she needs the resources, you know what I'm saying? That is why the government is there. That is why the government is there. Us as people, sovereigns govern themselves. And the government was created just for the extra help for the people that weren't able to do the governing of themselves. So, yeah, if a woman is in need of the resources out here, yes, the if I was a pregnant woman or a woman with some kids out here, yes. And if the man wasn't there, yes, I would definitely pull up at the government, like, what's up with the stamps? What's up with the Section 8, yada yada yada. But I would, going forward, I would, I guess, just try to do better. You know
And
what I'm
if
saying?
and if he is there, that was the premise.
Okay, so if the man is there, then it's all about the connection and the relation and communication between man and woman.
Yeah.
Because I'm big on communication. I feel like, hey, if it and comprehension. Now we say communication is everything. Comprehension is everything.
Understanding. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if the man is there, because a lot of times, we like there's we can't physically get ready for pregnancy because we aren't the ones pregnant. We get ready for that just a moment. Like our moment start when the baby here. Y'all moment started when y'all got pregnant. Our moment start when the baby get here.
Right.
So if a woman is dealing with a man and she, already got kids or she's pregnant, then it's like, so really it's like this. But if a woman already got a handful of kids, though, and this is just a solution for some of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
If a woman already got kids, man, when that tax time come around, y'all can really get y'all life because y'all should have enough to get y'all off the ground to where y'all shouldn't go back to being on the ground. So that's just first and foremost. But outside of that, it's just a rekindling of the love between black man and black woman is what we have to ultimately reinvite.
Yeah.
Because outside of that, there's so many different situations that we can name, and the scenarios would be slightly different. But overall, the solution to everything is treating each other better.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much just treating each other better. Because my whole life, I've dealt with women with multiple children, and me dealing with women with children made it easy for me to take care of my when I ended up having children. Is there everything got its pros and its cons behind it. But
That's true.
ultimately, I think that if we just start being nicer to each other,
Mm-hmm.
let's start instead of let's just get rid of baby mama and baby daddy culture.
Yeah, get rid of that term altogether.
Yeah, let's just do that though. See, in Islam, you brother or sister or you husband and wife. It ain't boyfriend and girlfriend.
Right.
So
That's
it's just over West boyfriend and girlfriend thing. And so yeah, uh, we just go back to each other, marrying and courting appropriately. Delete social media. Get rid of the benefits and all that other stuff, and we can definitely have the world back by tomorrow.
But I truly want to get like to a specific answer though. Like if a man can't, I'm serious though. If he just cannot provide for that woman and his children, first of all, there's a level of respect that's lost, because she's looking for that from him. And he wants to do that. Most men
Mm-hmm.
do want to provide for their family. I don't doubt that. But I'm saying in situations where he just can't, for whatever reason, he can't find a job or the job he has doesn't pay him enough. How do we truly deal with that dynamic of there just not being the resources there? And you want to depend on him, you need him, you want him there, but as far as the relationship is concerned, how do you truly deal with a dynamic like that? Like if she
So,
has to work, if she has to go and work, or if she makes more than him, there's that dynamic. Like,
right.
what is the solution for us getting along in certain situations like that?
All right. So I think that ultimately, if people are grateful, then that's just what it is. Right now, a lot of what we call providing come from a lot of our wants, not our needs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's just like yeah. So when it come down to the needs and the wants, when it come down to the providing, let's say diapers, clothes, shoes, food, a roof. If you have those, a person should be grateful enough. A lot of times can come when we have our wants that we're not able to get. But all in all, for the most part, yeah. If there is situations where, cause don't get me wrong, you just got some dudes that sometimes that's just ain't nothing. You feel what I'm saying? You got some dudes that ain't gonna go out there and grab no job, or they just doing real deal bare minimum. But when it comes down to that, because remember, the woman chose that man.
That's true.
The woman chose him. Hey, look though. So whatever she's seen in him, she's seen it in him. So if she wanted to have a baby with him, and if she probably seen provided there, she probably seen it. But guess what? This is the cheat code. The cheat code is that it's for her to bring it up out of him.
It's for her to bring it up out of him.
Yeah, not even to say it like that though, because remember the decision has already been made. The baby is already here.
Right.
You know, poverty has already took place.
Mm-hmm.
So now you already chose your person. You got to bring it up out of them. That's just like say for instance, in my marriage, right? I tried while we was over there in that apartment, and Charlotte wasn't trying to get no job, and this, that, and the third, and fourth, and the fifth. I came out the woodworks with so many ideas. So first of all, I'm a hustler, bro. I'm a hustler. I'm working my job now. This is the longest job I ever worked ever. It ain't number 2 years. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm a hustler. I've been, you know what I'm saying? So it's like this. I was telling her I done threw a hotel party, made $500, $600, $700 at the door, and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because she wasn't trying to, like, I knew that mentally she was spoiled and she was scared to be out of the house. Because like I said, she ain't never lived out from her parents. So it was for me to bring whatever she's lacking up out of her. You know what I'm saying? Like they say that if you love a person, if your person lacking something, show them. You don't talk about them. You don't go talk to them, talk about them to other people. You show them the stuff that they're lacking so you can build them to be a better person. So if there is a man out here with children and let's say his woman holding it down, she breastfeeding and working a work from home job, and you know what I'm saying? Let's say she putting all the stuff together. If she putting all the stuff together, that determination, that motivation, that drive that she have, she got to put it on him. You know what I'm saying? But everybody,
And a lot of situations, a woman is called nagging at a certain point. Like it's like if you have to keep pushing him to do something, that then we're labeled as nagging.
nagging and all the stuff is already done, and she's nagging about something else. If she's telling you to get off your ass and go do something with yourself, sir, get off your ass and go do something with yourself. Because if you see her out here with the next man, then you're gonna be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Or she a whore, or she a cheater. Nah, that ain't the case. It's that she's trying and she putting up with you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the brothers out here, because look, right. So inside of the black community, females be like, bro, if you know your homeboy deadbeat, why is you still hanging with him? It's like, hey,
Hmm.
we do have to check our brothers sometimes. Sometimes we have to say, hey, bro, go get your kids, man, or hey, bro, get from up out of here, man, because you know, this is go take care of your kids, pretty much. All in all, when if a woman holding it down, then it's for her to try to give him that drive. That's just like me. Like I said, this job I've been working, I've been working here for 2 years. I'm 33 years old. I mean, out of the cool 19 years of my life, I just been getting money. The thing is that a lot of the women that I was dealing with, they never asked me how do I do what I'm doing. They never asked me. So it's like, so now when it's time, how can I say this? So now when I'm elevating somewhere and we kind of grew apart because they weren't trying to be as determined or dedicated or as driven as I was in those same areas. So it's the same thing with women to men. If a woman is out here if the woman got motion, if the woman the breadwinner, if the woman making it happen, bro, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta do what you gotta
But
do.
then the
And
question
you
becomes, how long does she do that? Because that
I was
that in
about to say
itself is tiring, and that in itself is stressful when you have to not
look,
only deal with yourself as a woman and your children, then you have to motivate your man. So at what point? What's the breaking point?
the breaking point is to let the man know that, hey, bro, the time is ticking.
Okay.
Like, and that's just for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, time is ticking, and because love is love, but love don't pay the bills.
Right. Right. But
You know what
see,
I'm saying? That's
unfortunately, a lot of the times, women are blamed for the demise of a marriage and of relationships because we have a breaking point, and men will just stay there a lot of the times. For example, my mother and my father, um, they were separated.
look, it froze up. It froze up.
Can you hear me?
Okay,
Can you hear me?
I can hear. You.
Yeah, they were
Yes.
separate. My phone's going hot, so I'm about to end. We need to end this live before it gets cut off. I don't want to get it cut off. But anyway, my
All right.
parents were separated since I was 10 years old. They never divorced each other. They never filed any divorce papers. However, my father went on to have two kids with somebody else, and my mom went on to have a child with somebody else. So at the funeral, my mom is receiving his flag because he was in the military, and they're looking around like, he's still married? Yes, they were still married because nobody just bothered to file those divorce papers. But yeah, women get blamed for filing divorces now. Like they're saying women are filing more than 70% of divorces, and it's not because we just want to file a divorce. It's just that so much time has probably gone on where they're probably already divorced. It's just that the paperwork is getting filed.
Right, right.
But
Divorce and
mhm,
emotional.
yeah.
Yep, yep,
Mhm.
yep. So, but yeah. So all in all, just a cool recap. Yeah, I think that um the economic that we've been in since the early 1900s are still in effect right now that is causing the stress on the womb. That stress on the womb is causing a form of dysfunction inside of the youth that is growing up.
Yes.
I think the solution would be for us to be nice to each other, delete social media, uh, just start our own resource groups
Mm,
to provide the resources for the single mothers, single fathers out here, and just try to reversing the pandemic of single parent
I
black
agree.
people.
Great solutions. Great points. Thank you. I
Mhm.
appreciate it. And thank you
All
all
right.
for joining in on the live today. We will have Mr. Amin on again very soon, hopefully, if the Most High permits. And thank you again for joining the live. Thank you for your time. And thank you. Thank you.
All
All
right,
right.
y'all. Black sheep, red wine, and rabbit holes.
That's right. I'm going to put that in the description so you can find him. Yes, indeed. You all be
Uh,
blessed.
all right. See y'all later.
Peace.